Hello everyone, we're building a toilet really for pennies, with our own hands, from very affordable and cheap materials, using simple tools. It looks like a European style renovation, but it doesn't require any renovation skills at all. A toilet made from an innovative material that's easier to make than to buy. By the same principle, you can surely build a small shed, a recreation area, or a shower, all without a frame and, most importantly, without the now very expensive wood. If you're interested, I can explain everything in detail and provide a precise estimate. Our original toilet, the first structure on the property, has completely broken down. It's not because I'm completely careless. Of course, it has seen better days. A house with modern bathrooms was built long ago, and the outdoor toilet fell out of use. And things that aren't used fall apart faster. Now, construction of another house has begun, this time with a record low budget, just 1,000 United States dollars or 75,000 Russian rubles. I'm covering it in detail on the YouTube channel Songs of Yasha Koshak. In this situation, there's no room for luxury, and it's the perfect time to return to the experience of our ancestors, who lived modestly, knew the value of saving, and that's why they built the toilet as a separate structure. Let's sort out the gloves. We'll need extruded polystyrene foam again, this time to 100% prove that everything is really very simple. It's not that I'm so handy, I involved the younger generation without any serious construction experience. And so you don't think we've sold out to a company that makes polystyrene foam, I'll say that the brand doesn't matter. Well, I'm just really shocked by what you can make out of it. Since it's summer and working outdoors is pleasant, I'll aim to maximize my output for you. I don't plan to run this YouTube channel forever. One day I'll find the courage to say I'm tired and leave, even though I admit it's quite addictive. Just starting the second 5-year term, I'm already grooming successors for the channel. The most promising one is still hidden, the cloak, in case anyone wonders why the boy is wearing a rain cloak. But there's also a second reason. It's a pretty lucky cloak. I also started my YouTube channel wearing it, and my grandfather served in the Navy in it. We use pre-milled, rough polystyrene foam that is 3 teinader thick. If unavailable, use regular smooth foam and roughen it with a wire brush. We glue the sheets together with polyurethane foam adhesive and press the joints down with a weight to prevent shifting before the glue sets. We glue together a strip that's 3 standard sheet lengths long and 3.5 sheet widths wide. The sheets we're using measure nearly 120 centimeters by 60 centimeters. Next, we cut the strip into 4 blanks, 2 with a width of 86 centimeters and 2 with a width of 92 centimeters. We pre-selected sizes to minimize waste and verified our choices in real-world settings to avoid errors, especially since it's very easy to do. For the 86 centimeter pieces, we cut the corner by stepping back, 15 centimeters along the long side. One of the 92 centimeter pieces we shortened by the same 15 centimeters. Young people are young people, so they're always switching to something else. Now he's trying to make something out of the scraps. I have to get him back to work. Everything's fine, and we move on to the next stage. We cut the fiberglass plaster mesh according to the size of the polystyrene foam blanks. We mix the adhesive used to attach polystyrene foam to the wall and to create a reinforced layer of thermal insulation on building facades. The rest of the process is very straightforward and has been thoroughly explained in earlier videos on my channel. The young plasterer's ability to manage this job clearly demonstrates its overall simplicity. Regular viewers of my channel already know about this new material, whose properties greatly simplify many construction stages, and that's why it never ceases to amaze me. After the mixture sets, we flip the parts. We also glued together this kind of toilet base blank, but this time it's 2 sheets thick. After all, you'll need 4 sheets for the base, but we're using scraps from previous projects. The size is 120 by 120 centimeters. We made the blank for the future roof by gluing 2 sheets together. It also measured 120 by 120. We plaster the other side. For plastering on a horizontal surface, no plastering skills are needed. Personally, we apply the base preparation on both sides, the second reinforcing layer. I won't pretend anymore, and I'll admit that I took on the job of installing the door myself. For youth, it's somewhat dull and unsophisticated, albeit passive. While testing the kids on their school geometry, I measured the door's width and marked the height perpendicular to it. With 3 known points, we calculate the diagonal length. Using a tape measure and compass, we locate the 4th point where a side intersects the diagonal. I overcomplicated things. I could have just marked everything with a single square. And despite the fact that spaceships have been exploring the vastness of space for more than half a century, and the main achievements of recent decades fit into a small box called a smartphone, such toilets are still relevant, although they're not for comfort-loving weaklings, especially in winter. The door opening was made 60 cm by 170 cm for strength. A 10 cm high threshold was left at the bottom, which should be enough for people of average height. I still had to use a little bit of processed wood. Specifically a bar and a slat, which you can saw and plane yourself, or you can buy them ready-made. Either way, it will be very cheap, since you don't need much of them. A bar with a cross-section of 20 by 30 millimeters will be used for the door frame, and for the door leaf, you'll need a frame made from the same bar, which I fastened together with my favorite hardware, the furniture Euro screw. That's also called a confirmet screw. But regular self-tapping screws will work too. You don't need a special confirmet drill bit for them. I measured the frame bars to leave a roughly 4mm space between the frame and box. And the door filling will be made from the same innovative composite material, which we turned into polystyrene foam when we added reinforcing layers. A real sandwich panel. Such filling should not be subject to seasonal swelling due to changes in humidity, so the door should not deform or catch. I've been searching for an affordable material for a trailer cottage, and it seems I found it. I sometimes use my homemade barrel sauna on a similar do-it-yourself trailer, but I believe a dedicated trailer cottage will be more practical. So who knows, maybe the toilet is a dress rehearsal before building a new house on wheels. And also, by speeding up such a trailer, we can see how sturdy a structure made from this material is in a hurricane, even without a wind tunnel. I trim the piece cut out from the opening to the required size and glue it inside a frame made of timber. The door leaf is ready. To make a rabbit, I attach a 10 by 50 millimeter strip to the frame bars inside. Here's what I got, and it also works as an interior trim. In my opinion, it's a win. And this is a temporary door holder. We move all the blanks closer to the assembly area. We level the platform. A compact stack of blanks that can be made in the garage, transported to a country house, and quickly assembled on site. Since the toilet should be light enough and therefore mobile, we assemble it in a convenient place, and then move the finished structure and place it over the pit or container where needed. Despite the thin walls, thanks to the use of extruded polystyrene foam, thermal insulation properties are provided that are comparable to 20 centimeters thick wooden beam walls, according to the polystyrene foam manufacturers. Combined with the small volume of the building and the installation of a heat fan connected to the house's power grid, this should allow you to quickly achieve a comfortable temperature even for long meetings during the cold season. Szczelknal, I hope it works in practice. You flip the switch in the house, and by the time you get dressed and walk over, it's ready. In Slavic tradition, possibly dating back to pagan times, toilets are usually built far from the house. If anyone knows another reason why this is the case, write it in the comments below the video. Meanwhile, in the toilet, it's -10 outside and already 20 degrees Celsius inside. We get 2 in 1, the exotic feel of a real classic outdoor toilet combined with the comfort that modern housing strives for. When you return home, turn off the heater or use a timer to stop the relay so you don't forget and waste heat on an empty toilet. Our construction seems to have surprised even the neighbor's domestic birds, who all gathered to watch it. The toilet was completely airtight without any gaps. On a sunny day, it's completely dark inside, suitable for developing film. I initially described the toilet as a Euro renovation. I'm aware there may be critics of this idea. They likely didn't experience the era when the only available putty was chalk-based, and even that was acquired dishonestly. Tile adhesive was made by mixing scarce cement with even scarcer PVA, and imported materials miraculously pilfered from major construction sites like the Moscow Olympics '80 caused no less excitement and interest than if someone today found items brought to Earth by aliens. This bathroom, called Euro, is made entirely from materials that were unobtainable during the Soviet era. That's why I feel nostalgic, but in moderation. The cost price of such a structure is next to nothing. I'll provide the exact quantities of materials needed so you can calculate the cost based on prices in your specific area, as they can vary by region. You will need just 16.5 sheets of extruded polystyrene foam, 3 centimeters thick, which is just a bit more than one standard package. Half a can of polyurethane adhesive foam, 25 square meters of fiberglass plaster mesh, 2 25-kilogram bags of adhesive mix used for gluing and plastering polystyrene facades, and just a little bit of timber and slats. A small number of fasteners, 1 bag of tile adhesive to create the brick texture, a couple of rolls of masking tape, hinges, handles, and latches, and a liter of facade paint. As professionals, we found no difference in the properties of materials from various brands, so we suggest purchasing the most affordable options. Glue and foam bond securely, but for extra reliability, I reinforce the corners with mesh. As with every construction stage, this step is also simple. And I just sealed the joint with the roof. Under the video about building walls for $1,000, many people were interested in the process of applying a brick texture to the walls. I'm ready to hear more details about it. We marked the walls with horizontal lines 7.5 centimeters apart. The brick length was adjusted based on wall size to have only whole and half bricks. Our bricks were 22.5 centimeters long. Painter's tape with the exact width of the joint for brickwork is not available for sale. So I cut a couple of rolls, each 19 millimeters wide, lengthwise with an angle grinder. First, we applied the horizontal strips, then the vertical ones. Exactly like that and not any other way. Then we trimmed the excess in such a way that the ends of the remaining vertical strips rested on the horizontal ones. This way is much faster than gluing individual pieces. Then I apply a layer of tile adhesive to the walls, trying to keep the thickness even. If I can't make it perfectly even, that's okay. It will still look great. The thicker the layer, the more textured the result will be. Apply adhesive to the other side, then use a trowel with tapping motions like this to press down the first side. We're trying to find the golden mean. Not right after applying the layer, but not waiting too long either, as the adhesive dries fast and stops sticking to the trowel. After coating and tapping all the walls, I waited for about an hour, and I was overtaken by the approaching night. I'm peeling off the horizontal strips of masking tape. The vertical ones come off automatically. In the morning, we see a picture like this. But if night doesn't catch you like it did me, you can start the next step in about 3 or 4 hours. Use a spatula to cut off the protruding tops of the mortar and smooth the edges of the bricks. Our toilet ended up being 85 by 85 centimeters on the inside and 93 by 93 on the outside. The height of the front wall is 205 centimeters and the back wall is 190. This is quite enough for average people, and for larger representatives of the human race, all the dimensions can easily be increased. The big one pays twice. The process is fascinating, so it's crucial to stop in time and remember that the best is the enemy of the good. We chose not to make the door panel look like brick. Ideally, it should have a wood grain texture, but the right roller from China takes a long time to arrive. So, using a store-bought roller for textured paint, we apply a slightly thin tile adhesive and get an unreal abstract beauty. As the final step, we paint the brick. We decided to leave the joints their natural mortar color. We painted the door frame and the door bar with palisander colored glaze. And of course the door hardware. Booth interiors vary from a simple floor hole to a comfy seat with ventilation above the door. Shorten the text to either a heart or diamond shape. The pit can be sealed or open. Other options may exist. We'll focus on the construction aspects and skip other details.